Today, I'm going to give you a short retelling of all three Witcher games, leading up to the new expansion pack coming out in May 31st, the Blood and Wine expansion. So sit back, relax, and just fall into the Witcher's lore. First, I thought we'd start off with who the main character of these games is, Geralt of Rivia. He's a Witcher. Witchers are basically children, scooped up by other Witchers and forced to undergo mutations. If their bodies do accept them, they are then put through a ton of terrible trials to train them for combat. This practice ended long ago, but Geralt was one of the last made and one of the best, as he had some extra mutagen power infused into him. That's why he has white hair. Witchers also use two swords, a silver sword for monsters and a regular sword for humans. They primarily only kill monsters, but use the human sling sword for protection, non-monster monsters, and to kill anyone who refuses to pay. In the world of Witcher, Witchers are pretty bad, mostly because the world is constantly moving beyond non-humans and magic, and people fear a creature that can essentially drink poison to become more powerful and withstand crazy amounts of damage. What comes next is what happened to The Witcher before The Witcher games even started. Basically, Geralt is involved in a riot of humans versus non-humans in Rivia, a hometown he gave himself when he first became a Witcher. There, a peasant named Rob spears Geralt with a pitchfork, nearly killing him, and then Yennefer, Geralt's love, falls beside him trying to heal him. Then Ciri appears and teleports them to a beautiful island, where they live recovering until the Wild Hunt comes for them. They steal Yennefer, and Geralt chases them, joining up with Letho and following them until their celebration. There, they discover that they are the invaders, not specters, and can easily be killed. After killing a ton of them, Geralt makes a deal to join their hunt in exchange for Yennefer's life. 5 years later, he awakes and is found by other Witchers who take him to Kaer Morhen. Moving on to the Witcher 1 game. At Kaer Morhen, it's attacked by bandits who want to steal the formula for the mutagens. The story plays out several ways, and I won't go into specifics behind the paths, but needless to say, the bandits were working for the Grand Master of the Order of the Flaming Rose. Their goal was to create mutants that can withstand the upcoming prophecy that Frost is going to take over the whole world, and mutating the citizens is the only way to continue to live. In the process of recovering the mutagens, Geralt helps King Foltest remove the curse from his daughter, and King Radovid forges an alliance with Foltest, bringing the kingdoms of Temeria and Redania together as allies. He eventually then makes his way with the info from the king to make it to the Grand Master, who he then slays, with a choice to either surrender his soul or not to the king of the Wild Hunt, Eredin. In the end cinematic, Geralt notices an assassin and kills him, preventing the assassination of King Foltest. The assassin was a Witcher, though. Now, we're on to The Witcher 2. The game starts off with Foltest basically being assassinated, and Geralt retelling the story to Varan and Roche, who believes him and helps him escape along with Triss. They head to a town known as Flotsam. There, his pals Dandelion and Zoltan are about to get hanged, but he talks them out of the noose, then proceeds to kill a nearby beast called the Chiron. Then he has a choice to either help Vernon, Roche, or Loveth. Oh, and Letho, the Kingslayer dude who killed Foltest, kidnaps Triss. This moves on to Chapter 2, where Geralt lands in Eredin, on one side of the battle or the other, either with the Kaedweni or the Skaltiel, non-humans. Geralt helps lift the curse on the battlefield and does some menial tasks for each side, but he arrives at Lochmune, where all his choices make it a final decision. If he helped Lorveth, he has to choose between Triss or Philippa Earhart. If he helped Vernon, he has to choose between Triss and Anais La Valette. Then he has to choose if he wants to fight a dragon. At the very end, he chooses if he wants to battle Letho or Gullet or not. Basically, Foltest is assassinated by Letho. Letho makes off with Triss, and Geralt goes to help either the non-humans or the humans on the battlefield. After which, he goes to a giant city where he decides if he wants to fight a dragon or not, and decides if he wants to kill Letho or not. Now we're finally onto the most current game, The Witcher 3. In The Witcher 3, the story picks up with Geralt having all his memories back and is searching for Yennefer. He arrives at White Orchard, where he kills a griffin to get intel on where she's at, but she found him. She requests him to return to Vizima with her to meet the Nilfgaard king because Ciri has returned and the Wild Hunt is after her. You go to Vizima where you find out that the king, Emhyr, is ordering you to locate her, and you're given 3 distinct leads: Velen, Novigrad, and Skellige. In Velen, you find out that Ciri met the Bloody Baron. She was first captured by the Crones, an evil in the forest, and then made her way to the Baron, who she then fled from. Geralt assists the Baron with his family issues up to, and including recovering his wife, and then Geralt moves to Novigrad, where he learns that Ciri has sought out Dandelion, who was trying to get a phylactery uncursed. Having been betrayed by the Horson Jr. and hunted by the guard, who are hunting and killing all mages, you break Dandelion out of jail and can help the mages flee persecution. The adventurers then take Geralt to Skellige, where the king has died, and he can assist with crowning a new one, or not. Geralt finds a site of huge magic disturbance, and discovers that Ciri and a half-elf have fought someone in there and teleported away. Going further along, Geralt finds the corpse of someone who had met Ciri, Craven, and Yennefer casts black magic to revive him long enough to tell them where she went. She had been in Skellige for a short period, but fled before the Wild Hunt arrived. Then, they discover that the ugliest man alive, a pet back at Bloody Baron's house, may have something to do with Ciri. So they recover it and take it to Kaer Morhen, where they inject mutagens into it to undo the curse. They found out it's actually an elf from another world, an elf named Avakalax. Like the Wild Hunt, he gives Geralt a firefly that leads him to an enchanted island where Ciri and some dwarves are at. He helps the dwarves, recovers Ciri, and brings her back to Kaer Morhen where they make their last stand against the Wild Hunt. The Wild Hunt wins the battle, but Ciri lets loose an immense amount of power, which greatly wounds everyone and sends the Wild Hunt fleeing after Vesemir is killed by Imerlith. Shortly afterwards, Geralt and Ciri move to clean up some unfinished business. Imlerith is killed, 2 of the 3 cones are killed, and you find Philippa Elhart, and then, if you help Vernon Roach earlier on, kill the King of Redonia, who has gone mad and is killing mages and or non-humans, and after everything is cleared up, you travel back to Skellige and summon the King of the Wild Hunt for one last duel. Oh, and you travel to Alternate Worlds with Avallac'h too, at some point in all this. There, Geralt slays Eredin and finds that Ciri has been taken to a tower by Avallac'h. Once there, he finds that Ciri is going to stop the prophecy and end the threat of the White Frost. If you're a good Geralt to Ciri in up to 5 choices, she is alive and either becomes an Empress or a Witcher. If you're a bad Geralt, then she is dead and you finish off the last crone and go and be sad. To sum it up, Witcher 1, Geralt has no memories, goes off a tryst to fight bandits who stole mutagens, but finds out the Grandmaster of essentially a cult has them and is making Big Brother type clones to survive a prophecy, who is killed. In The Witcher 2, Foltest is assassinated and Geralt takes the fall. Goes on a short adventure throughout the world and has the chance to kill Letho, who is the real Kingslayer. In Witcher 3, Geralt goes to find Yennefer, then tries to find Ciri, then defeats the Wild Hunt. And that about sums it up. I want to thank you guys so much for watching my first video. I hope you guys, if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.